Hey there, in this video, I'm going to break down what the top 3 spot cryptocurrency ETFs are, and I'm going to discuss some of the pros and cons of investing in crypto by using ETFs like these. I'm also going to show you one simple way that you could significantly increase your crypto investing profits by using these ETFs. Now, it's important to mention here that all of these crypto ETFs are listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange, but don't worry if you're an American investor, you should still be able to access these ETFs through your brokerage. And the reason why all of the ETFs on the list are Canadian is simply because the US SEC hasn't approved spot crypto ETFs so far. They've only approved futures ETFs for some reason. Anyways, let's jump right into the best Bitcoin ETF, which is the CI Galaxy Bitcoin ETF, trading by the ticker symbol BTCX, and it's available in Canadian dollars or US dollars. Now, there are some other Bitcoin ETFs, and I'll throw them in honorable mention here. You've got the Purpose BTCC, you've got the Evolve EBIT, and there's the 3iQ CoinShares Bitcoin ETF, or the BTCQ. But the reason why BTCX is the best Bitcoin ETF in my opinion is simply because they charge the lowest management fees. You can see the stats on this ETF on the left-hand side here. For instance, it was launched in March 2021, so it's less than a year old. It's got a market cap of slightly less than $500 million as of the time of this recording. And you can see that with every share in the ETF that you purchase, you're buying 0.000191 Bitcoin. So there's actually a direct correlation between the shares in the ETF that you own and how much Bitcoin you technically own fractions of. Now down here you can see that the management fee for this Bitcoin ETF is 0.4%, and while that's definitely higher than a lot of the more traditional ETFs you'll find out there, compared to some of the other crypto ETFs, it's significantly lower. The Purpose Bitcoin ETF charges 1%, the Evolve ETF charges 0.75%, and the 3iQ ETF charges 1%. Now, the difference between a 1% fee and a 0.4% fee might not seem like a lot, but depending on what amount of capital you're working with, that could really significantly eat into your profits over time, because that's an annual recurring fee. The only reason why I might even consider choosing another one of the ETFs from this list is liquidity. For instance, if you look at the Purpose Bitcoin ETF, you can see that they've got assets under management of 1.6 billion. So it's significantly higher than the 500 million in the case of the Galaxy ETF. That said, I still think that the lower management fees win the day here and are more important, at least in my opinion, and so that's why I'm saying BTCX is the best Bitcoin spot ETF out there. Next, let's talk about the spot Ethereum ETFs, because there's a number of them as well, and surprise, surprise, they're run by the same companies that manage the Bitcoin ETFs. And just as is the case with Bitcoin, when it comes to Ethereum, it's the CI Galaxy Ethereum ETF that is, in my opinion, the best one. This ETF goes by the ticker symbol ETHX, and it also trades in both US dollars and Canadian dollars. And you can see by the specs of the fund here that they've got assets under management of 1.1 billion. So they've actually got significantly more invested in ETH than in Bitcoin. And the management fee for this ETF is also 0.4%. We can look at the other options, but it's pretty much the exact same argument. With the Purpose Bitcoin ETF, they've only got 383 million under management, and their management fee is 1%, so that rules that one out. For the Evolve Ethereum ETF, it's still a 0.7% management fee, but they've got significantly less assets under management, less than 100 million as of the time of this recording. And with the 3iQ Ethereum ETF, same story, it's got less liquidity and the management fee is higher. So to me, this one's a no-brainer because this ETF wins out on the liquidity front and it just has lower management fees. And when it comes to the third best spot crypto ETF, there's actually a really interesting product from Evolve that packages Bitcoin and Ethereum together into one product. So you can invest in this ETF and you're investing in a basket of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And what this ETF does is it's essentially a derivative of a derivative. So it holds shares in a Bitcoin ETF and shares in an Ethereum ETF that they also manage at the relative weight of 65% Bitcoin and 35% Ethereum. And so in this way, with one simple investment, you can gain exposure to multiple crypto assets. This is actually a really interesting idea, and I hope that either Evolve or someone else takes it and runs with it and eventually creates a crypto ETF that has a number of different cryptocurrency holdings in it so that you can invest in the entire asset class. Now, like I promised, let's quickly run through some of the pros and cons of investing in crypto through ETFs like these, and then I'll show you how you can actually dramatically increase your crypto profits by investing through one of these products. On the pro side, first of all, you can invest in these ETFs through a registered account, so a retirement account or a tax-free account. Secondly, you don't have to worry about managing your own cryptocurrency, which I know can be a little bit daunting if you're totally brand new to cryptocurrency and you've never had to manage your own private keys before. This really just takes the pressure off and you can just invest in it through your normal brokerage account. Third, ETFs are much more heavily regulated and insured than other cryptocurrency products. So for instance, let's say that there was a hack and someone stole all the Bitcoins that the Evolve ETF was holding. Well, that would be 100% insured and covered and you wouldn't have to worry about losing your money. But for instance, if you invest in Bitcoin or Ethereum directly and you store it on a crypto exchange or in some wallet, if there is a hack or something happens, you never know, and it is highly likely that you might not get all your money back. There are some cons to investing in these ETFs though. First of all, the management fees can definitely eat into your crypto investing profits. And the second major con is that you never actually get to own the underlying asset and you don't have an option to exchange your shares in the ETF for the actual asset. And if you wanted to do that, you would have to sell them, deal with the tax implications, move your money elsewhere, and then buy the cryptocurrency that way. Also, if you don't actually own the underlying asset, you can't participate in the utility of it and you can't use it for anything. So you can't use it for transactions, you can't stake it, you can't lend it, you can't do any sort of DeFi applications with it whatsoever. So it's definitely got less utility. But if you're not worried about the utility applications of cryptocurrency and you're just investing in it because you believe that over time you're going to see price appreciation, then let me now tell you just how much money you could save by investing in an ETF in a tax-free savings account as opposed to actually investing in the underlying asset elsewhere. If you invest directly into Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other cryptocurrency, you're going to be liable to pay capital gains taxes on any price increases that you see over the lifetime of the asset. And you're going to have to pay those taxes every time you send it somewhere or every time you buy and sell. Now, the amount of tax you're going to have to pay on those capital gains is definitely going to be different depending on where you live. But we could safely assume that it would be at least 25% because it's taxed as normal income. And if you're in a higher tax bracket, you could be paying upwards of 40+% easily. On the other hand, if you invest through a registered tax-free account in one of these ETFs, you do not have to pay any capital gains tax. However, you do have to pay that management fee of 0.4% per year. It would pretty much take your entire lifetime for those annual management fees to ever actually reach the point where they would equal to the amount you have to pay in capital gains if you invest in the underlying asset. Now, this is not financial advice, and I'm not saying you should go and invest in these ETFs right away, but if you're thinking about investing in Bitcoin or Ethereum, or if you're already bullish about Bitcoin or Ethereum, then I think you should strongly consider the pros and cons of investing in the underlying asset versus investing in them through a tax-free account. Anyways, I hope you found this video enjoyable or useful, and if you did, you might also like this one up here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.